I travel through Liberia. I hear about the petty differences that pop up between American Africans who brought some of that slave master with you to Ghana. And so we need the elders to help us navigate these internal conflicts because we can't afford to fall apart over petty differences. We can't afford to click up. No more light skin, dark skin. No more Muslim versus Christian. No more American African versus continental African.
White and blue flag, keep waving those Native American flags. Don't try to sneak back over here. I want everybody to stand on business. Pretendians, stand on business. Okay? ADOS, FBA, stand on business. Native Americans, freedmen, whatever to, stay over there. But we the Africans, we the Pan-Africanists, we standing on ours. We standing on ours. Y'all feel me?
Since I was a kid growing up in America, we were always taught here in the East Coast corridor to be Pan-African. Everything was about Africa and our roots. Africa is the motherland. That's our roots. We have to turn our mind towards the East, towards Africa, blackwards, right? We was always taught that. We were in the streets with the red, black, and green medallion is a black thing. You better ask somebody. In the early 90s, growing up late 80s, everything was about free Mandela. We was protesting in the streets. It was always about the revolution and inspiring our people. Here in Philadelphia, you had Jamaicans, you had Haitians, you had people from Liberia and Ghana. We lived in communities together, and they played the Nyabingi drums and all these things 30 years ago, right? And these were, this was a different time, a different world before cell phones, before computers, right? When you had a unification thought process of black people, right? Well, in the last 20 years, there's been an influx of immigrants that's come here, and they don't have a Pan-African thought process. They don't have a togetherness thought process. They're not moving into our communities to be with us. They form their own communities separate from us. They talk bad about us. They call us Yankees and the Katas and all these, and they join governments to speak out against our reparations, right? So you still have riders that's in their respective countries, but the ones that's getting the green cards to come into America, they're not like my grandparents and my parents' era. There's a different time. So now even Dr. Umar Johnson himself, Mr. Prince of Pan-Africanism, has now changed his tune in some sort of way in regards to the black Africans or black immigrants that come into this country. He's saying that he's not protesting for them. He's not going out there to march with them, right? I mean, it's gotten so bad that even Umar Johnson is saying this.
Here is my position on the migrant crisis and the migrant protests that are sweeping the country. No group has ever come to America to help black people. No group has ever helped black people. You've had individuals participate in black struggle, but never as a community. European Jews never said we're going to help black people as a community. Latinos never said we're going to help black people as a community. They come here to replace us. And most of them align themselves with the white power structure against African people. When you come to America from another country, whether you're red, white, yellow, brown, or black, you recognize the opportunity here that you never had at home, and you take advantage of it, right? I meet African children who've already read the entire physics book before they showed up in America. You see that? Already read the entire engineering book before they showed up in America. So they thirst for the opportunity in a country that appears to promote such. The problem is, sometimes our African immigrant brothers and sisters, and I'm a Pan-Africanist, so I see us all as one family. That doesn't mean that I'm blind to the chauvinisms, the prejudices, and the discriminations that take place. Sometimes our immigrant African brothers and sisters cannot see the obstacles that are placed in the way of the American Africans who built this country from slavery. Sometimes they think they're more successful because they work harder. That's not true. American Africans work just as hard as African.
The migrant situation in Chicago and New York is being led by the federal government. They're spearheading this to basically erase black people politically. Chicago has the only predominantly black U.S. congressional district in the entire country. That's why Obama had a lane. Carol Moseley Braun had a lane. Most of your modern black senators, we've only had a handful. They came from Chicago because y'all have the only predominantly black U.S. congressional district. So they want to switch that out for Latinos. That's why they're here, to replace us politically. I suspect that at some future point in time, if they're not already doing it, they're going to fast track the migrants in Chicago and New York to full citizenship so they can vote. And I wouldn't be surprised if they'll be eligible to vote in time for next November's presidential election. This is a purge of black by brown, and this is a takeover because Chicago and New York are our two strongest and largest black communities and black consciousness communities. So they want to blot that out. The strategy is if we can take New York and take Chicago, the rest of black America doesn't stand a chance.
Now, there's a brother on TikTok named Donnie On Time, and he's been covering this immigration situation for some time now. Now, he say some things I agree with, some things that I disagree with, because, you know, for years I was a hardcore pro-black Pan-Africanist, so it's still in my heart. I still love black people nationwide. I'm FBA, but I still love black people. Nobody's ever going to stop me from loving black people, right? But he took to social media and he responded to Dr. Umar Johnson, right, by saying this.
Not Dr. Umar sounding like an FBA. Is it that Pan-Africanism is dead? Is that what they mean by foundational? Black Americans built all the southern states and had influence on the northern and western states. All the infrastructure that's in the South, black Americans built. Railroad tracks, building structures, even universities. Y'all meaning black immigrants, y'all already came into a country that was already developed by black Americans, right? America wouldn't be what it is without black Americans, without the labor of black Americans. And I'm not just talking about physical infrastructure. I'm talking about culture, music, food. I'm talking about rights, civil rights. The rights that these black immigrants and other immigrants enjoy today in this country was because of black Americans. Set the foundation. That's why it's called foundational black Americans, because the foundation has already been laid and y'all just taking advantage of the sacrifices and the labor that you did not participate in. Some of the most prideful black immigrants are the ones that's not in a homeland. Some of the most Confucius, you have all the knowledge how to repair the black community. But when you go back to Africa or when you go back to the Caribbeans, you don't have no solutions for your own homelands and communities. It's like all of a sudden your brain cells being evaporated, turned into straight steam. But I'm enjoying this death of Pan-Africanism. It should have died a long time ago, because all it really was, black immigrants eating off the sacrifices of black Americans. That's all that was. Africa should focus on uniting with other Africans. The Caribbeans should focus on uniting with other Caribbeans. Because have you seen what they're doing to the Haitians? Haitians are getting deported left and right. Bahamas, deported. Jamaica, deported. Puerto Rico, deported. Like, if collectively they're getting...
So there's a lot of hypocrisy going on in here. Now, let me deal with the first aspect of Pan-Africanism. Right? You know, I know that a lot of groups don't practice it. In Africa, they got different tribes and tribalism, and they operate in tribalism. They're not practicing Pan-Africanism because if they was, you would see it permeating real strong all throughout Africa. Now, you have some uprisings with this new guy, Ibrahim, and you have some stuff, but for the most part, no. If you're from Ghana or Nigeria and you go all the way to Uganda, you're an immigrant. You're an immigrant. They ain't really rocking with you like that. So the way we was taught where Africa was this big utopia and we go to Africa, we going to be free, liberated with our brothers and sisters. No, they don't operate like that. They don't. And when a lot of them come here, when they come here to America, they not thinking about you. They coming here straight to make money and build for their people, to send things back home or to build something here. They're not connected to your pain or you. And a lot of them can care less about you. Now, our mentality is that we go out to Africa, most black Americans are going out to Africa with the idea of helping and returning to your people. When they come to us, they're not coming here with that idea. They coming to America to do things for themselves, not for you. So I keep telling you guys, here in America, we don't have no friends. Because even if they come here and they want to be your friend, their lifestyle is predicated on your dysfunction. Their whole lifestyle is predicated on your dysfunction. Because if blacks get them, man, listen, this thing is deep. The way that they set it up, man. So the thing is, you even see Umar Johnson, but this is the hypocrisy in Umar. You got Ghanaian citizenship. You was just parading yourself around Ghana with your paper saying Pan-Africanism or nothing. And you wasn't dealing with nobody that wasn't practicing Pan-Africanism. And you was crapping on black Americans for not dealing in Pan-Africanism. But now you change your tune and you saying this. Umar, pick a side and stick to it. I'm confused. One time you're going right, you're going left, you're going up, you're going down. Which one is it? You out there in Ghana chasing all the women around and you ain't even opened up the school yet. So like I said, we already understand and know what's going on. When you go to Southwest Philly, where I'm from, in Little Africa, they got their whole community separate from ours. When I was a kid growing up, when the Liberians moved in and the Ghanaians moved in, they wasn't separate. They amalgamated into the community. My first girlfriend was from Ghana. I didn't know that she was from Ghana until I went to her parents' house. Because 30 years ago, they were just integrated into the black community. They was just black. The Jamaicans was just black. Now they got their whole community separate. They've been delineated from us. They always have. So just because we saying, well, this is us, we separated, don't mean that we don't love other groups. We just doing us. Like y'all do y'all. And y'all come here now, it's not like my grandparents' era. Y'all come here now to make money specifically for y'all groups and can care less about what we doing or what our plight is. And it is the truth. Is it all of you guys? No, it's not all of you guys. Absolutely. You guys definitely got some riders, especially here in the East Coast corridor, Philadelphia, Brooklyn, New York, all throughout New York, DC, Boston. You got some riders from the Caribbean that's definitely 10 toes down. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that it's not, but it's not the way it was when I was growing up. And now you even have Dr. Umar Johnson trying to separate himself. So you know it's bad. But I'm going to cut this video short right here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.